Good morning. Ugh. It has been a hot minute. I woke up a grand total of about 20 minutes ago, so bear with me. Let's fire this on. There we go. And, cool. It's good to be back. I'm a little bit rusty, so I can't imagine this one's going to flow really well, but I should have everything set up here. Today I'm going to work on the Schema Validation chapter on the Professional Web Forms module. I used to stream this at like 8 p.m. BST. I'm just working a little bit later into the evening now, so this is realistically the only time I have to do this. So hopefully it works for everyone as well as it works for me. Let's see what exercises we have. So this actually looks quite short. So this file upload. Maybe we'll get both of them done today actually. I've only got 90 minutes today because I had to spend 30 minutes getting ready. So the basic premises, I'm going to work through it. The only thing that you won't have access to when I'm working through this is the audio on the videos. If you want access to that, then you need to sign up to the course at EpicWeb.Dev. Otherwise, you can follow along with my progress. I'm going to start. I'm just going to get this video rolling while I just... Okay, that's a good start. I had trouble with the app last time, like the playground. That's a very good start. The only thing that wasn't working was if I click this should open in the editor. Love it. Okay. We can close this out. Actually, I'm just going to watch the intro video just now. Off mic for 2 minutes. Cool. I'm actually doing a little bit of schema validation and work just now. So, and we were looking into using Zod, so this actually looks pretty good. Looks like we're going to do form validation and use Zod, which is a TypeScript first library. Okay. So we should be able to go into the problem here. I'm just going to adjust my layout slightly. Try and get it as thirds here. Just bear with me a second. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's go with that. There we go. Editing on the fly. That was great. That should have most in it. Right, so now we can see the code panel, we can see the application preview, and then we can see the problem on the left. I'll tweak that so it's a bit more polished for next time. I swapped your use effect for a custom use focus invalid. Okay. Let's make our validation better and more declarative. When we use the Zod schema, it will throw an error if the data is invalid. If you use safe parse, it will return an object. Otherwise, it will have an error. And if it's valid, it will have a data property that contains parse data. Nice. Let's get the docs open. There we go. You'll definitely want to use flatten for this one. Okay. Flattening errors. Because format returns a deeply nested object, the errors are contained within the errors property to avoid key collisions. Field errors key points to an object that groups all issues by key. Okay. So docs or error handlings or flattening. Okay. Let's open the code, see what this file says. It's been a while since I've used Remix, so this could be fun. So we're in the notes, no ID edit section. So let's go to notes, which is here. Edit section. Okay, so we've got some error validation in here. So that's triggering this, right? So if title's an empty string, we've got the action here, and that's going to trigger that error. Okay, so we manually created the schema before. And now we're going to use Zod to do the same thing. We can get rid of this type now as we're bringing in the Zod schema validation, which is this, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of that. That type no longer exists. And I'm going to remove this. But there's quite a lot of stuff we just deleted there, so I'm just going to put this in here. Form data is used. Change this from has errors to if the result is not a success. Okay. I can get rid of this. Use the no editor schema safe parse method to parse an object from the form data. So we're looking for, use the no editor schema safe parse method. So let's see here. Gonna come back here. Is there a search function? Safe parse. String schema, safe parse. So is form data gonna be, are we using Z here? Doesn't look like it. Create a schema called note editor schema, which is an object. Okay, so const note editor schema, which is an object and has the title and content fields. You'll use string minimax. Shape. Basic usage. Okay. So I think we want this to be a z.object. And z.string. Let's just make them both strings for just now. And then we'll just, nice. Got it. Oh, import ordering. Oh man, I hate import ordering. There we go. Right. So we've got a no editor schema now, which is a Zod object. This isn't used here. So we want to validate this with this. Use the safe parse method to parse an object from the form data. Let's take Ezekiel's advice and try and use debugger instead of console log. Okay, I'm just going to refresh this. If I submit this. Ooh, nice. That doesn't look correct. Result is not defined. Okay, that's probably because I've deleted a bunch of stuff. Interesting, the debugger didn't fire there. I think that's because it's, I'm looking in the wrong place here. Let's refresh that. Let's bring up the logs here. I wonder if it'll fire here. Yeah, there we go. So empty form data. Result is not defined. And that's because I deleted a bunch of stuff. Form data get. So I don't really need this. Form data get title content. Great. So this is the schema. Actually, I don't need to declare this as a variable. Let's just try and do this here. So let's try and use the safe parse method. Parse, safe parse. Ah, nice. That's exactly what we need. No editor schema, safe parse, and then this really handy object. Now, do I need to bind that to the result? Yeah. So that would be const result. I did not mean to do that. Yeah. Const result is a safe parse of the schema we just created. Shouldn't need this anymore. Change this from has errors to if the result is not a success. You can use the result error flattened to get the errors, and it will give you a very similar object to what we had before. So instead of running this JSON method, we're just going to run result error flat. I love TypeScript. I love it. Do I still want to use that JSON? And that would give us the status as well. Let's keep this a second. Let's grab this. Let's keep that JSON. Oh man, I tried to save time by copy pasting, and I think I made it take 3 times as long. Now you can get the title and the content from result.data. Let's just say title is result.data title. I can't be bothered destructuring it. There's probably prettier ways you could write this. All right. Let's get rid of this. And then if we delete this and we submit it, it's now a required field. It actually looks like it's using native HTML validation. Where did I see? Yeah, so you will use string, min, and max. So let's go through here. Let's find strings. There we go. Let's find my schema. I don't think I need this anymore. Oh, actually. So the title has a 100 and content is 10,000. Oh, I refreshed it, so I lost all my... Oh, there we go. Let's do min 1. Max. Title should have a max of 100. Min 1. Max 10,000. Okay, note to self, don't click this button, otherwise it will reset this entire note. So let's refresh this. Let's go back to our default here. We can get rid of this. Thanks, Jupiter. Right. Ooh. Where's my input? That looks like it has some native validation on it. Yeah, there we go. So there's a title max length on that input. Where is title max length coming from? Ah, there we go. So there's the 100 anyway. So that validation's, I mean, this is, I suppose, it's good to have. So we have client-side validation, and then that just prevents anyone bypassing the HTML input. It's just hard to test. Let's put in, let's just set this. We'll edit it. Grab this once more. Still no. Feels like something's not right here. Let's finish the rest of this and then come back to that. So we've done this. We've done this. We've changed that. We have an error list. Field errors. I'm gonna remove or collapse this just now. We have an action here which is ultimately gonna update this note, and then I'm guessing this redirect just refreshes it. We're returning a JSON object from this. So this use action data. don't know why this redirect is also returning a title and content object. Data's coming from here. Action data. It's a type of action. The title may be undefined on the field errors. Yeah, I don't have any field errors here. So we've got two things here. We've got field errors and form errors. The schema has got to be field errors, right? The title may be undefined and content may be undefined. So we'll just add these. Actually, I'm going to leave them out because I actually want the editor to error if I get this correct. So we're now in the actual component. So I think I can use debugger in here and this will work. And I'm going to inspect this. I'm going to edit it and then I'm going to submit this. That's annoying. So I'm going to take let's just take these off just now. Why is that still triggering? Are you out of sync? Yes, we are. That's why. Restart the app maybe? Cool, so we've got a debugger now. That's a good start. Title synced as well. So our action data is undefined here. So let's just do that again. Undefined. And then I want to submit this. Action data is still undefined. There we go. So we've got some field errors. Title. No form errors. Not sure why that is. think I can just deconstruct this to field errors and form errors. Yeah, the type's wrong for this. Get rid of this. Title has errors. What happens if I just remove this? Can it work it out for itself? Unknown. Returns the JSON parse from the current root's action. Sorry, give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so at the moment the typing's not correct here. And it's now unknown. If the result isn't a success, we get that. I see out of interest. Hold on. Let's just do this. And then I want to submit an actual one here. So let's submit this. But it does. String must contain at least one character. It does. And it updates it. That's weird. That was 100. So the validation's working, but my errors are not. My types are also not working here. I have no idea why. It's a lot of types that I don't really care about. Where is... where's the solution here? Hold on. Files. Normally there's a solution. that the solution? Nope. Ah, here we go. So there's a result. The result's not a success. That's why. So I still need to pass status error. And then the errors are going to be this. Oop. So I still need to pass that as an object. Glad I looked at the solution because I would never have got that. And then does that change my type in any way? That was type of action. Ooh. I think. There we go. So we've got the status and then we've got errors there. So let's remove this. The action data. Right, so let's go back here. Let's edit the first note. Form errors is not defined. Let's try. It's annoying. Let's just do that. Should be fine. Now we're getting that error that was previously spoken about. There we go. So it's at least up and running now. Just needed a working version of this. All right, let's get the dev tools. I need some more real estate. There we go. So now let's just submit this. Action data is undefined, undefined, undefined. There we go. And then let's pass an invalid value through. Action data is undefined. There we go. So the status is now an error, and errors has field and form errors attached. Still not sure how we're distinguishing between field and form errors. It was covered in a previous exercise, but I did it so long ago I'm going to need to go and refresh my memory. For the moment, the form has errors. Yeah. Field errors and form errors. So form errors. Really wish I hadn't deleted that now. It's going to be our action data. Status. Is it smart enough? Almost. If it's an error, then grab the action data errors, and then the magic that is the field errors, otherwise null. Then we should just be able to copy this. If we change that to form errors. So we've got the pair of them. So this will either be an array of strings or it will be undefined. So the title has errors. Title may be undefined on the field errors, but my field errors is just an array of strings. Is that because we're flattening it? What happens if I don't flatten? Just refresh this, and then let's blitz it. Action data is undefined. Errors, issues, code too small, Zod error. So we get the status, and there's the message. So I'm guessing we just, if we flatten it, it's going to reduce all of these to just that, I'm guessing. Okay. So let's put flatten back in. That looks pretty useful. Submit this. Now we should be back to the array of strings. Boop. Field errors, title, and array. Title has errors. If action data errors, field errors, dot title. Field errors. Why is that? Because I've done it the wrong way around, like an absolute penarse. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we've got rid of the type errors now. I just had form errors here and field errors here. So it was looking for the wrong thing. Okay, so now this should work. Oop. Okay, so title may be undefined here, so we'll check here. The title error ID, if the title has errors, it's title error. Let me just add a gap here, need some space here. Error list. Field errors. That's been passed in here. So that should have triggered there. Error list ID should be title error ID. And field errors dot title should be an array of strings. So if I submit this now, let me just jump through these hoops quickly. Let's actually just set this right before the return. That's not updated. Or maybe it has? Doesn't look like it has. Yeah, there we go. Now it's updated. So we're going to remove this. We'll hit submit. Let's just pull this up. So our action data has errors, it has field errors, and it has a title which has an array of a single string. That means title has error should be true, which is correct. Our ID is correct because errors exist, so we've set it to title error. And our field errors, dot title is an array of strings. So then this is an array of strings. So why is my error list not showing? Oh, it's because I hadn't updated. Yes. All right. So now we've got this. Must contain at least one character. So finally we can get to my original testing. So I'm going to grab my title, which is over 100 characters. I should be able to come back here. I should be able to post this. It posts the entire structure. And if I submit it, must contain at most 100 characters, which is working as expected. I can then reinstall the native validation and the maximum length on this. If I now refresh this, I try to paste it, you'll see it's now capping it at the 100 mark. Interestingly, that's submitted, but didn't update. I think that just got confused. Yeah, there we go. I think it just got confused. Cool. All right, we got there. We got there. Just gonna quickly watch the rest of this. All right. Wow, that took longer than I thought. But that was cool. I learned a lot there. Yep. Let's go there. So now we're going to set the playground to exercise 2. I'm just going to stop and start the app. Going to close this. We'll see what files we need. Should need this. I think this is the form errors. So the loader will return form errors. The action will return field errors, I think. So we'll edit this. I'm going to quickly watch this. Conform. I've never heard of conform. Having to create an object out of form data is troublesome. We can actually call object from entries form data, and that'll work for a simple case, but it's pretty limited. It does work for nested objects. So let's use conforms utilities to update our action and parse form data with Zod. Okay. Parse. So parse is coming from conform to Zod. So we're passing our schema. The user hasn't submitted the form yet. Okay. If there's no value because there's an error in the form, email and password. Could you update our form to use this in the action? This will require a few changes in the UI as well because the errors are slightly different and we pass it back a submission object instead of just the errors. What does the submission object look like in the network tab? Why do you suppose all that information is necessary? Alright, let's try and get this in. How long have I got? I've got like half an hour. Swap this for parse from conform. Passing the form data as the first argument, and for the options, provide node editor schema as the schema. Cool. Swap this parse for conform. Is that what I'm looking for? Just kind of looking for some docs. Do you have any conform? Helper that returns parse with Zod. Is that what I'm looking for? Parse conform to /Zod. Conform to /Zod. I wonder. So this has parse. Let's see what we get here. So there's Zod. Parse from conform. So let's grab this.